Here's where I left off. Warned about the defense contracting industry destroying all this sounds kind of like, when I had a stroke and seizure and my wife died 5 months to the day later. Mine was May 20th, 2012, 1:30 a.m., and the crystal clock next to the bed on October 20th, 2012 is when she passed, and the clock stopped at 1:40 a.m. And as far as I know, that's how they used to tell when a patient died at the hospital. The doctor would look at the clock would have stopped, and he said, time of death. The most dangerous domestic terrorists for having common sense and daring to dissent in regard to insanely insidious government policies. In doing so, the police state is what it ultimately wanted: an unending supply of terrorists or enemies within. The people whose tax dollars are collected in a contract with government to protect them are now funding the compromised federal government's covert war on them at the behest of the criminal cabal of defense contractors and other special interests to make sure there is never again a threat to this criminal cabal of limited access to the American Treasury. Pyramid scheme to share the wealth of looting the Treasury has been built into the Homeland Security terrorist watch list scam. For significant and money, and secretly recruited into a type of neighborhood watch on steroids under the guise of being patriots, when they are now merely repackaged as Nazi brown shirt thugs and snitches. It's a full-blown constitutional crisis, with local law enforcement and state and local authorities So that's like me saying, and I'm tired of being hit with whatever chemical, remote neural monitoring, sonic bullets, extremely low frequency weapons, or whatever that has hit me, or high EMF, or anything else. Death squads. And it's funny because when the power went out, my daughter found CIA mobile command in the Wi-Fi when she was looking for Wi-Fi, that's what popped up. This is clearly a conspiracy to deprive someone of their constitutional rights. 18 U.S. Code 241 and 242 itself is the basest betrayal of any human being there can be. Terminology is wildly perverted to claim that fabricated slander spread methodically throughout the victim's neighborhood and town and originated multi-person mob stalking. Yep. Our investigation and surveillance. These investigations, were they real? Would they be over in days or weeks? And would they certainly not turn up any wrongdoing? Assigned on daily shifts, intimidate the victim, obstruct him his or her mundane tasks, but surveil also used to falsify the intended noxious gas attacks with poisons. Is that what knocks us out? Electronic attacks on the victim by various covert technologies that do harm and do kill by design. Electronic attacks are through to be performed by satellite cell towers. Non-lethal weapons given to militarized police and fielded by the military, such silent warriors. These weapons are related to larger directed energy weapons, DEWs, for war, but are now mobile enough to be put in or on vehicles in backpacks or even handheld when trained on a victim at a low intensity 24/7, then at a kill strength by several mercenary neighbors in line of sight of homes or adjacent townhomes, condos, apartments. The victim is subject to electromagnetic, microwave, sonic, as in Cuba attacks, China attacks in the news, and other electronic fields and beams which are inaugural to all biological life and eventually suffers catastrophic health damage, heart damage, brain damage, internal bleeding, etc. Ionizing radiation. Yep, well, I got brain trauma now. So I'm putting this up first, and the homeowner's liable when I'm here until I move. Then the next landlord will be liable. And since I've already suffered brain damage here, high EMF fields, nauseous, dizzy, falling down steps, knocked unconscious, placed on terrorist watch list, yep, mobbed. Yeah, I gotta have something in the middle of my back that keeps burning from time to time. Remote torture techniques, spook control over someone's body and mind via technology that has no idea existed. Yeah, well, I've had enough trauma. I've had enough mobbing, stalking, lurking, following, headaches, backaches, heart pains, lung pains, throbbing headaches. I've had enough of all of it.